Now to New York City, where the defense in Donald Trump's criminal trial may have poked a sizable hole in Michael Cohen's testimony. Cohen, who lied for Trump and went to jail for lying, may have, well, lied again. This time about key information that could tie the former president to the $130,000 payment allegedly made in 2016 to silence adult film actress Stormy Daniels. A call that Cohen said he made to Trump's ex-bodyguard about the deal may have been placed for another reason. Trump was surrounded by an entourage of allies, including 9 lawmakers. His son, Eric, the former president, who deeply values this loyalty, made a point to look at the man who turned against him, his former lawyer, throughout the cross-examination. Trump addressed reporters in what's become a regular post-court routine. He reiterated that he did not violate the law, calling the trial a scam and political persecution. The defense will continue its cross of Cohen on Monday. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News campaign reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman, who was in the courtroom. Katrina, first, just give me some color, some sense of this drama.
So I was in the courtroom today, and I was watching the jury for a lot of it to see how they were reacting, and they were just very attentive during all of this. As Blanche was accusing Michael Cohen of lying in various ways. You know, he lied to Congress, he lied on the stand. Their heads were sort of pivoting back and forth between the two of them. They had their pens poised over their notebooks. They were taking notes furiously. And then Trump was also more engaged than usual in court today as well. He was watching, he was looking at the exhibits. I saw him passing some Post-it notes to Todd Blanche.
Todd Blanche, his lead
attorney. Yes, his lead attorney.
Now, this question of this phone call, unfold that for us.
So they brought up a phone call that Michael Cohen made to Keith Schiller, who was Donald Trump's former bodyguard. And Cohen on the stand the other day had said that he called Keith Schiller because he wanted to reach Donald Trump and he wanted to update him about the payback to Stormy Daniels. But what Todd Blanche, his attorney, brought out was that he showed texts between Cohen and Keith Schiller that happened right before this phone call. And apparently some teenager had been harassing Cohen. They were texting about it. Cohen then called Schiller. So Todd Blanche was saying, you actually talked to Keith Schiller about this teenager who was harassing you, not about Stormy Daniels on this phone call. And essentially what he's trying to say is that not only has Michael Cohen lied before on the stand, but maybe he's even lying in this case.
So let me see if I follow. So the idea is Cohen is there saying, look, I was updating Donald Trump all the time on this conspiracy here. And here's a phone call that shows just how updating I was. And the defense is saying, no, you weren't. You were calling about a totally different thing. In all of the pillars that Michael Cohen has set up, suggesting that Trump was involved in this scheme, does that knock out the single pillar, or does it just are there many other parts of the argument that Cohen has made?
There are absolutely many other parts of the argument. For example, there's crucial phone calls that took place between when he created this LLC, Essential Consulting, and when he funded it with the $130,000 to pay Keith Davidson, who was the attorney, which is how he paid Stormy Daniels. Right. And so there were 2 phone calls on a call log to Trump between when those events happened. So that's very crucial in the timeline. But of course, it's not great if the jury feels like not only has Michael Cohen lied in the past, but he's lying to them too, because they really need to believe his character during this trial.
And this is not just a lie in the past. This is a fresh one they've witnessed, right?
Exactly.
Presumably.
Yes.
One last question before I lose you. How much longer are we going to be doing this? I mean, what's the trial schedule look like?
So it sounds like they could finish up testimony on Monday, potentially. The defense is still making a decision about whether they're going to present an expert witness, and they're still letting us know if Trump is going to testify. But the judge told everyone to be ready to have their summations, which is closing arguments, for Tuesday, potentially. Not a guarantee, but it is possible that maybe this could all wrap up next week.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much, as always.